This video is brought to you by the Raven Space Patreon page. Without your help, we cannot do any of the cool things we do, so Patreon allows you to support us and support independent media. And when you support us, we support you by giving you early access to videos, special giveaways, and even Ravens tickets. So check out the Raven Space Patreon and support today. Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Whether you're watching live in the live chat or you're watching when you can see the uploaded video, thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to Raven Space on YouTube if you're not yet subscribed. Also, I want to say a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers, because without you guys, none of this is possible. So thank you guys so much. Also, a special thank you to the guys in the comments section on the live stream, because you guys are helping me out. I am new to this live stream thing. You guys are helping me out. So thank you guys so much. Now let's hop into the first topic, which talks about the Baltimore Ravens defense. The defense has been very good this year, and it's only been the first two preseason games, but the Baltimore Ravens rank first in points, first in total defense, first in rushing defense, and first in passing defense. You can't be, it can't get better than that. And I know every single time we talk about this, I get excited, I get hyped. It's just because great defense gets me excited. And I know if you're not a Baltimore Ravens fan, maybe defense does not get you excited, but I am, so it gets me excited. And so right now, I'm super happy. But what this really says, it doesn't say how good our defense will be in the regular season. It says how good our depth is. Our depth is something that has surprised me on defense. It kind of feels like now at every level we have an impact player behind a starter, right? Whether you talk about defensive line, you have Carl Davis. When you go back to the secondary, you got Hill. At linebackers, you have Tim Williams. All these depth players that are going to help the Ravens and push the Ravens on. So again, super excited about that. Again, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about a top-ranked defense in the preseason. Is it important to you? Dean P said in his interview that he wants to be first in the preseason, the regular season, the postseason. When he gets out of bed, he always wants to be first. So, super excited about that. Now we're going to move on to the second topic, and it talks about Eric DeCosta. Eric was on a podcast talking about some of the players that stood out to him, and I'm going to use this to talk about each of the players and their chances of making the team and making an impact. And so first player he stated was Kamele Correa, who's going to right now play inside linebacker. He said how he's grown a lot from his first year to the second year, and it's simply because that he has a better feel and he's moving around quicker. Correa has the potential to be a sideline middle linebacker. I don't think he'll ever be as good as a C.J. Mosley, who can not only play sideline to sideline, but also play up and down, as in blitz and drop back in coverage. But Correa can be a hound. He can go and do whatever he has to do to make tackles and different things like that. So I'm super pumped about Correa and what he can offer to the Ravens. Another player that he listed was Keenan Reynolds. Keenan Reynolds is one of my players to watch because I think he'll be a great returner, and I'm super excited to see him play. And now I want to talk about Ricard. Ricard is everyone's hyping him up, but where does he play? Where is his spot at, right? He won't get on the field at defensive tackle because of how much depth we have, and I don't really think he'll be used as a fullback either. So that's a player that I don't know about. But Clark is another player that I'm super excited about. If you have a pool to guess who the undrafted rookies on the team will be, I'm sorry, Clark was drafted, I'm so sorry. But if you have a pool to see which rookies are going to make the team, Clark should be on there, because not only is he going to be a okay backup safety, he'll be a great special teamer. And so I think you should be excited about that. But DeCosta talked about these players. You can go check BaltimoreRavens.com to look at that. Of course, no sponsorship from BaltimoreRavens.com, but I wanted to share you guys this information. But he was super happy about all of them, and I'm super excited about Reynolds and Clark. So let me know, of those four players, who you think will have the biggest impact on the Baltimore Ravens. And so we're going to move on now to the third topic, And the third topic deals with the competition between Michael Campanaro and Keenan Reynolds. Camp is in a heated battle with Keenan for that spot at returner. In my opinion, I do think that Camp will win the job only simply because they have faith in him and he can help more on offense. But again, Keenan will make the team, in my opinion, too, because of the injuries we have on the back end of our receiver depth. So I really do think there's a good chance for that to happen. So I'm excited. I want to see what Keenan is going to do, but I do think that Camp has this in the bag. So, and now we're going to go into the mailbag question of the day. And guys, if you're in the chat, you can drop your mailbag questions in there. But first, we're going to answer the one that we get from sending your email to the Raven Space at sending your email to mailbag@theravenspace.com. And this question is a good one, and it comes from Logan, and Logan asks, what are the chances the Ravens make a trade using their defensive line depth? Was Zadarius Smith for Reggie Ragland? So thank you so much for this question, Logan. But again, it may be a little too late because I'm hearing trade rumors right now. But I do think the Ravens will make a trade with some depth. We don't know right now. I am hearing that the Ravens getting Ragland is a rumor, so I'm gonna be very clear that's a rumor for now. But it's very possible that the Ravens can trade somebody like that. I wouldn't expect it to be a linebacker. I would really expect it to be a defensive tackle, one of those players like a Carl Davis or someone like that, where they have so much depth there. Now, Carl Davis has been playing very well, so I don't know if you want to trade him, but you can find someone to trade in that group. We have Willie Henry, who's an option, so players like that can be traded. So again, you never know what Ozzy's doing in there, but someone can be traded, and I do believe that. So now that was the mailbag question. Again, send your questions to mailbag@theravenspace if you want to be on the show. And now for the people in the live chat, we're going to do live questions. So please drop your questions in there. And this question comes from Jack. And Jack asks, if we trade a first rounder and Carl Davis / Brent Urban, could we receive Zach Martin? So I don't think that's going to be possible, Jack. And it's just because Zach Martin is such a big part of what the Cowboys do that I just don't think that they want to give it away. The Cowboys' philosophy is run first, and you need a great player like Zach in order to do that. So I do not think that will be the case, unfortunately for the Ravens. But I do think there's other offensive line prospects that the Ravens may trade for. So, and this next question comes from Chrominus Gaming, and he says, a lot of people are calling this a playoff or bust year for the Ravens. Harbaugh job on the line. To what extent do you agree? Harbaugh's job is not on the line. Harbaugh is let me rephrase it. I don't think Harbaugh's job is on the line. Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the NFL. If his job is on the line, then there will be problems, in my opinion, for the Ravens, because it shows that the owner won't be level-headed. Now, that I have no evidence to back that up, other than saying that firing one of the best coaches in the NFL is a bad move. So I don't think that Harbaugh will be fired, but you never know. And is it a make-or-break year for the Ravens? No. Life goes on. I think the Ravens will be decent, so I think everything will be fine. And then I'm going to take two more questions. And this question, it comes from Statue is Lit, and he asks, will the Ravens beat Steelers in the division this year? My heart is telling me yes, but my mind is telling me no. And the reason is again, simply because the Steelers have 3 of the best players in the NFL on their offense. And when you have that, you kind of have an advantage in the league, right? When you have a Ben, when you have a Bell, especially Bell, and you have Antonio Brown, especially Antonio Brown, who, in my opinion, Antonio Brown is one of the top 2 receivers in the league, and Le'Veon Bell is the best running back in the league. And so when you have that, it's always going to be tough. I think the Ravens will split, but I do think that we will not beat them in the division. I think we'll be 10-6 and make the wild card. And then one more question that's going to come from Jack the King, and the question is, who is a great player on defense that you believe is underrated? Thank you so much for this question. And to be honest, I'm going to answer it in 2 ways. Underrated for the NFL and then underrated for Ravens fans, right? So first, the underrated player for the NFL is CJ Mosley. Again, CJ Mosley, in my opinion, is a top middle linebacker, but when you turn on ESPN and NFL Network and Fox Sports and all that good stuff, you seldom hear them mention him with the likes of Luke Kuechly. And I do understand that Luke Kuechly is one of the best linebackers and is a generational talent, but I think CJ Mosley this year will show that he has that talent as well. So I'm excited about that. Now, I'm going to talk about for Ravens fans. So specifically on defense, I think it's Brandon Carr. I think a lot of people are going to throw Brandon Carr to the wind because he's not as good as Jimmy Smith. And you shouldn't do that. He's a B-level cornerback. Now, he's not going to be a great corner. He's not going to lead the team in, interceptions or stuff like that. But he's a healthy corner that plays hard, that makes tackles. And so, I don't think that you should count him off. Now, he does have bad times, but I think he also has good times as well. So don't count him off yet. And those are my 2 answers. CJ Mosley for the NFL and Brandon Carr for Ravens fans. So thank you guys so much for joining me today, watching the video. Please subscribe to Ravens Space on YouTube for all the best Ravens videos. Check out our Patreon page and help support independent media. And thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.